that all Africa games, I don't want to hear irregularities. I don't want to hear misalignment. It's pure thievery and stealing. Let's get it straight.
It is but it's a breakfast, for example. Obi be jaka say, oh, a cocoa and a bia mahomo. And cocoa. One, your friend be tea station. In the tea station, and you'll be on a pen Lipton, and you'll be on a pen Milo, and you'll be on a pen coffee. You will different type of teas. I will say a shisha. Your friend be protein station. Protein. Yes, sausage, bacon, eggs, everything. Over corner, you will. Sadia Marina, how to say they were cooking pisky. I would do. Your friend be porridge area. Ubinya porridge. A whole lot to say. Tom Brown, rice porridge. Wait. Then your friend be 0 point. That 0 point, include the fact say conflicts. When be a whole baby milk station, and then even one hot meal. I was hard,
that we are spending $15 million in cooking. You see, one thing that saddens my heart is that this country, people that are put in positions of authority, they take advantage of the country anytime we have a difficulty. You remember the issue with COVID? When COVID struck, they took advantage of it and milked this country.
$50 million. 15.
Yes.
Well, $50 million.
But there were 13,000 people who came.
With do your calculation for the number of days.
They were not 13,000, they were 5,000.
They were look. Do you just do even the calculation? The official report. How many athletes came?
Maybe 5,000.
And many of the countries, many of the teams that came, even complained that either the food wasn't coming early, they have to cater for themselves and others.
Obia Shada Penyango Ponima Ebunsematiko at the $4.5 million. I create a fan accreditation. Now when you're from 4, that's what you know is Utipa, Cracron Uber. Was his handsome way. You investigate in Tampana, Attorney General, take over to Mustafa Yusuf. I'll quite a jail good a jatum to me, Jacoco, a Jashisha Casadia. He to what the Casa Mustafa Yusuf. Nidisa bomb the National Service Scheme. Eh, who be? Ne Oba sponsors was say, the dear Tasa. John Dramani Mahama say Nadia Operation Recover All Lutno or the Euro Sports. Now Adeba as a sport journalist, Matria Pa, Nema A. Or say ye investigating with immediate effect just 7 days. The 13th All African Games are a course who are Ghana and Mustafa Yusuf, Air Sports Minister, no Tina Mamba Panasemda. Accreditation, I am a central for you, and General Zido send a buy, now $4.5 billion. You spend on just accreditation.
You had an arrangement with GBC to cover the All Africa Games, right? Can you share with this committee how much that coverage was for and whether payment has been made for same?
Yes, GBC was the official broadcaster for the African Games, the 13th African Games, and I can confirm that full payment have made to GBC.
Do you have per chance what the amount was?
I can't recall the exact amount, but I know that it's in the excess of $3 million US dollars.
You paid GBC
yes.
in excess of $3 million US dollars
yes.
for coverage of the All Africa Games.
Yes.
Chairman, I think that I would rest here and maybe the next time GBC appears before us, because most of the technicians who worked on the All Africa Games have still not been paid.
Sika ye was high event national. And yes, Kaketwa, ye did $34 million. $34 million. And the Aquaco ye just renovation. Our you just for hope. For us, no, yeah, air condition. The air condition if we are. Now, yes, the dining room at the amount for. And no one can know. Ubedian is almost spending $34 million. Now, me catch that say. Bonnie for us a multi-purpose training center, modern training center. I worth 30 million. Now 30 million, no. Almost 60 million crowd. The number of training facilities in Kwan and who a friend is a gym centers, and who medical laboratories, and who clinics, and who name a woman. Yes, I did $34 million. I will chroma and answer Maya. Ye Kobo Bushiano. Ye did $34 million. Ye two gukwa. I'm a month for D. Ye did $15 million. $15 good million. We did the ye the $50 million and eco fidi nipa baako 13,000 in just 2 weeks ago 2 weeks ago 14 days no sika ya spend here $15 million and amount for me question na way ye ja ho ye nka ho he enti bibia no besi sana John the money mama wa fa ne ho a long time enti na wa order say attorney general report bia e go kanisa on 7 days per say all African games the 13 additional course our Ghana no sika bia ye spend here bia no obeso hu no hu bia clear na way ana nipa ba ko ana dey say on handle feeding no or explaining or my reasons or my the reason why $15 million you're spending on almost 13,000 athletes and officials na justify what me say abufusem but you know enye me nkwa na mgbefu ye na mo ebuvu bi
any me committee members are ye gina no ye hwe say feeding any catering for African games no ebeto
Ogumba Johnny dey near say
Efrem Emmanuel
Kwasimante
you kapini ba
Debbie before T region
Eji o kan wo question na wo twero to Kwasima wo ya ha na ye be visa question
yes ampa no kra ye use $50 million na senior mete say feed for only 5,500 people no kwaku I mean gina we feed you na me fan kire Ghana phone na say enya no kra ye decide to feed close to 13,000 people both athletes, officials, ITOs, if it be ITO, international technical officers, and then the local technical officers, the medical officers, volunteers alone is about 3,000, media, and all other people. 13,000, and I said
media need the honor me wo because Nigeria need get big crowd the dance here say about African games Ghana feeding on power mean
it is obi
and then I'm TikTok.
Obi Jeka say we the 50 million no pet and the feeding nipa 5,500 me pam chowa and the credit.
Okay, it is say no. The first allegation now man for say $50 million mudi feeding nipa 5,000 which is only the athlete and no credit. You fed about 13,000 people.
13,000 people.
Okay.
So and they say bibia we bia no there's a protocol agreement Africa for yediba. So also be feed obi a ye ka say breakfast and ye regular breakfast no kwa sabi ye di feed obi. They need like the 3 to 4 star hotels.
Maybe first of all ye be games you know. You hu say mode kitchen equipment ni na sefo aba eno ka ho.
Eno ni na ka.
And I know you different.
Kwaku me do ho me pacho an.
Okay.
Ka me kwa grab let's 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay.
Now if I more preambles no then we can delve into the specifics.
Okay.
Et you know out of this Anna a bad say or see a meeting all and the aduane so no enya say be aduane mienu miensa pe. We have breakfast, lunch, dinner and then cocktails and snacks. I call baby and that breakfast no so no. The protocol agreement no allow say obeye aduane a yefre bibi say be a tea station.
Ebe protocol agreement ni yan hihye ya Ghana ne African Union ye sign here.
Yes, sign here.
Say obeje African Games na tumu dia.
Yes.
Aduane a odi be feed wo mo no. Say na say.
Okay. It is a me but it's a breakfast for example obi be jaka say oh e cocoa ana bia ye ma wo mo. Enye cocoa nko a. One yefre bibi tea station. In the tea station no and you'll be on a pen Lipton, and you'll be on a pen Milo, and you'll be on a pen coffee. You will different type of teas. I will say a shisha mom. If you be protein station, protein, yes sausage, bacon, eggs, everything. Over corner you walk. Sanya mani now what they say they were cooking pisky. I would deal. If you be porridge area, ubinya porridge. A whole lot to say, Tom Brown, rice porridge. Wait. Then if you be 0 point, that 0 point include the fact say cornflakes. When be a whole baby milk station and then even one hot meal I was hard so
enti say ebia wako Kempiski
yes
ana Alisa
exactly
now we could do breakfast exactly. Say they actually share cornflakes milk meat we say na night
for sugar area no also you have variety including honey on it and you provide no change na yeah calculation out of 15 million Normal na your target here no, it was $15 per person per meal. Into 4 sections no, $60.
And the justification of them no, the entire $15 million. You're spending it on just feeding for almost 13,000 people. And I'm saying, yeah, Ghana pay. Now, University of Ghana, $34 million. And they do renovation. Oh, University of Ghana Stadium. But my sports complex. And also $145 million against village. And here this is keke 4 horse per $16 million. And the car boy, I was saying, Mahama say we Otia say krana na onye president. Emma Ghana until was his handsome way. You investigate na intempana. Attorney General take over to Mustafa Yusuf. Quite a joke kunichen. Eja tumtum eja koko. Eja sheshe kasadia. He to what he can say Mustafa Yusuf. Ni dinsa bon the national service scheme. Who be ni uber sports so as say the dear dear tasa. Atehi tasa adia amfa. Wa ko tare mana wai. Na wa say sikari wadi we wie okọ. We be ne fa hudie. Na doma ma say enye ne penso. Resetting Ghana operation recover all loot. And sika ye di no sports side no ye be gi ade. Ye be di ni na ye ma wan sidimbo.
We have known this matter since 2024 that all Africa games, I don't want to hear irregularities, I don't want to hear misalignment, it's pure thievery and stealing. Let's get it straight.
Pure TV and stealing?
Look, a typical case in point. You know, before the Public Accounts Committee, the former Minister of Youth and Sports, Yusuf, what's the name? Yusuf Ahmed, well, it will come. Yusuf. Told the entire world that the ministry had extended more than $3 million to the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. You remember that?
Mustafa Yusuf.
Mustafa Yusuf. He told you that they actually paid Ghana Broadcasting Corporation more than $3 million to air. Is that not the case? Immediately he said, and here let me salute Professor Alassane Amin, the Director General of Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. It did not take him more than 24 hours to say, hey, wait a minute, what are you talking about? You are saying you paid GBC more than $3 million. We only received $105,000.
Oh, are you saying the minister?
You do the deduction. He lied. Pierre, he lied before the country. He lied. You understand? Just like Adam has said, who pays $60 million to buy air conditions? These 3 halls, they are in very good conditions. In fact, the university took a facility
Elizabeth C. Hall.
I went there personally. And the sad aspect of it is that immediately after the games, they went and stole all what's the name? The air conditions.
They were removed?
They were removed. I bet you it will not cost more than $500,000 what they did. It will not, even if it gets to $500,000, we must question those that bought it. Why? Air conditioning doesn't give, is it air conditioner that gives life? Is that what are you talking about?
High level air condition.
High level air condition. Look, the number of athletes that took part in this All Africa Games, they were not more than 3,000. Take it from me. And like I said, the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Liberians, and all those that came, they don't know how to eat wache, fufu, and pesi, and so on and so forth. In fact, they brought their own chefs. They were eating from their chef's foods. So they couldn't have a
Moroccans.
How can Moroccan come and eat fufu? You see, this country, when they are stealing from it, they are not even stealing with proper debt. Moroccan coming here to eat fufu. But we were told that we are spending $15 million in cooking. You see, one thing that saddens my heart is that this country, people that are put in positions of authority, they take advantage of the country anytime we have a difficulty. You know, remember the issue with COVID? When COVID struck, they took advantage of it and milked this country. Run this country aground. The All Africa Games, it was supposed to take place in 2023. But because we were not done with our infrastructure, we had to plead with the organizers to shift it to 2024. And when we realized that the country was under pressure, that was when all these things happened. Tax. Close to $4 million expended on tax. When Olympic Games, not up to 750,000.
Take tax.
Which one is it? Mere paper. The one who hold it will get a ton. They gave it to you and told you that they expended it. And the minister was bold. And the organizers, they were going about because in this country, they think that it won't get to anywhere. You get my point. TMA Sports Stadium in Takwa. From scratch, Goldface Ghana expended only a little over $13 million. $13 million they used to construct a fresh stadium. Now, University of Ghana Sports Stadium, it was almost 84% complete. These people looked straight into you and I.
Which one?
Yusuf and his 13th All Africa Games Committee. They told us that they expended $34 million to finish it. Remember, the Mahama Sports Stadium, how much it cost this country to construct it. Mahama Sports Stadium did not cost more than $20 million. Esipon did not cost more than $20 million. Just finishing 16% of the stadium, we were told that it costed $34 million. Why do we do these things to ourselves? I told you that day, I was at the emergency unit of Kolebu. People were dying just like biscuits. Why? Because when they are brought to the emergency unit, bed to even sleep on, machines to take care of them, we don't have it. It does not cost much, but these monies find their ways into private pockets. That is why the youth of this country must be angry, because their future is being stolen. So I welcome, though late, but I believe that the president has done what is right by calling for a forensic audit. I only plead. I see the president trying to strike all the good news, but who would carry out these instructions? Are the people going to carry out these instructions faithful to this nation? Will they be faithful? Will they not go and show changes? But I can assure you that after the forensic audit, there will be more expose, because forensic audit, what it does is that it then goes into the details of every transaction. If you claim that you received $1 million for the purchase of air conditioning, there has to be a trace from the bank account of the 13th All Africa Games or the ministry to the vendor. And that is where the problem of the day lies. It has to be solved for 10 over 10.
Now, when an MP, Edema NDC, Ketu North, Eric Edem Agbena, Papa said what we saw at the 2023 All African Games was nothing but an avenue for the then MPP government to loot the public resources of this state. And the Papa Airpark actually say, hey, South the course our South All African Games 13th edition no. Now MPP for the chance almost share that by force. According to contract he buy all because some US gadi. Because I did buy any new for so Ghana share the nya. The akani na ye ka astronomical figures. Your both figures now you to me say wow. Say hey, and who the $4.5 million accreditation and that TV national. Sa de fiana that no. Sa just lamination. Now say me go accreditation me person me accreditation. Back 20 million na. La ukoye paper. Color printed paper. Now you laminate $4.5 million. Ah. On krono bi o mo say obo krono pe no onyansa ya kiti bi say coins. As a my watch no. Adenti na over be $4.5 million. Ade aye paper. Any lamination ye call laminate. And then Ghana here now you know unka say we say your friend say accreditation card so go free America. Ghana here now you know. And the one printing press and a contract this is contract go money depends on printing $4.5 million. Sika say ye say na mudi because there is no way accreditation. The entire journalist and mobile should be worth $100,000. It shouldn't even get close to $100,000. But you issue $4.5 million. Now my say nipa bi anu ase. Na Ghana na ye moamo dia. When say power is transcendent. When say ye na anu ani nansa mosi and na ye be investigate you. Wallahi talai. Honorable Mustafa you see you go to jail. Ube dem and say one more twen. Now I know na MP Eric Edem Agbenya say their course no dream we dey ohun bi da MPP for surprise na sa All African Games the 13th edition kro no mbo sa side no besi ne entiaseni.
Roland, what we saw at the 2023 All African Games was nothing but an avenue for the then NPP government to loot the public resources of these states. I am convinced that any proper forensic audit into the operations or into the organization of the 13th All-African Games held here in Ghana will lead to the arrest and prosecution of many people. Because, Roland, the figures were so outrageous, very ridiculous. For example, how do you convince me that you spent $145 million on the Boteman Sports Complex? How do you convince me that you spent over $4 million on tax? You know what a tax is? Accreditation.
Maybe they were of
which quality? Which
tech,
quality?
High tech.
Roland, we were there. A game that was organized, that even when they needed a podium to display winners of some competition, they wrote it on paper. Shambolic organization. Shambolic. It was shambolic organization. Look, the PE team at Josek could have organized a better sporting event than what they did at the All African Games. We saw how shambolic the organization was. And yet, look, when the figures came, look at the amount. I am happy that the president has ordered for forensic audit. My only humble appeal is that this should not be one of the many investigations that we really do not see the tail end of it. Because, Roland, the All African Games remains a dent on our fight against corruption, because it is one of the low-hanging fruits. So I will call it low-hanging fruits. Roland, look at the amount that they mentioned that they spent on feeding the athletes.
$50 million.
$50 million.
15.
Yes. Roland, $50 million.
But there were 13,000 people who came.
With do your calculation for the number of days.
They were not 13,000, they were 5,000.
They were, look, do you just do even the calculation, the official report. How many athletes came? And many of the countries, many of the teams that came even complained that either the food wasn't coming early, they have to cater for themselves and others. Roland, look at how much they spent for the renovation of the hostels in Legon. Do you know that the amount they spent for the renovation of the hostel was more than the cost of building a new hostel? Elizabeth Say Hall. I was in Legon. I was a student at the time they opened these halls. These were fairly new halls or hostels that with little or no renovation athletes could have used.
But the
we were told that they refurbished by bringing AC and fan and other things. What else? Well, what else did they do in there that the cost was more than building a new hostel facility altogether? I am happy that President Mahama has called for the forensic audit and will urge the team to do a good job so that people be prosecuted for the grandiose crimes that they committed during these All-African Games.
Eti kane ya bobi papa nya kaketu akai se bedi atu ne ire a Nigeria ni no ono Nana Akufo-Addo ne cousin no ne ire a Nigeria ni no ono na contract no na de aduane no omo so ono a family and friends by yenchendi lele ni acheni na ni adi na Ghana fo na yakobo busu ado abewu yeso omo de omo nya generational what ano mo ja generational poverty enti sezi ano de aye ne say ye be recover sika back ni na yakọ generational the same standard untimi nya adwuma den unya smart mroso na wo no uni sika nche obi a ye man for politics emewie ye sika ema ye nkotwa ho kada ache na wo nkotena America bi UK bi Germany bi enkodidi mfili na ye ntena Ghana na ye ni echimba emebre ene boys no amuzura ware omuzuro awo omuzuro dizamuzuro bibia because economy ne mfa enye yi meanwhile obi a sheda hwanyankopon ani ma hwebunsematiko e de $4.5 million akọ e de fan accreditation na wonya kromfo na se wodwene na wisu tipa ka kroni obebo yes e de $50 million e de ekonu aduane ma 13,000 athletes and officials. How? Na say a friend say mun kono a aduano say 20-star hotel aduane stand na kran ke bedu sa mokoto nnuane no mokoto free e friend say Nigeria anaso mokoto free Japan enye masa ade na manfo timi bon kwase akro no sa e o Ghana ha na when John Dramani mama so boa we ebisi mumpeo aben ensa kamunti attorney general case we dem 7 days pe with immediate effect mo investigate this as na mo fa docket na mo fa mre no mo nwie bibia na mo fa docket na fa meto nanim go be so ohun dream e course go Ghana fo so ayeka mazibile mankan bre say eh ti Mustafa Yusuf ngamu we dana manako John Dramani mama say watemi nkan watemi sufre enti obeya mana yeye enti omo investigate se papa e friend Mustafa Yusuf any the local organizing committee omo he the all African Games for no omo beti omo sami omo beti omo kankan na we say sai kai omo di eni na echi no volunteer for na omo free Ghana Tamale Yendi Tatale Navrongo Bogatanga Sunyane Kumasi Ejura Yeji Kitekrate omo ni na be pie mu no etu omo say etu omo ache eye adwuma mo man Ghana mo onyonko de $4.5 million accreditation they dey obenya fun gwenye skakitwa mo wie ye na boys mo musika mo 200 Ghana cedis 200 Ghana cedis me wa foreigners na mo buy no mo musika heavy omko boys ni ko kan ya na ye the warning shot app mo free hotel rooms ya pam boys no na girls no mo free hotel rooms no ko because they almost say cars omo demand no and for mom ended justification the local organizing committee ni ka che say the word is volunteer. It means a tunwate and to for free. I mean, say even the work that we says volunteer amount for overcome community vigilantism. A free a volunteer work. But yes, you get people walking around communities taking some coins or small money. Say we become money among crowdfunders or money fango. Now a government work. When you amount for sacrifice or more, you couldn't have employed all of them and paid them on a normal salary. Yet they volunteered 500 Ghana cedis crown pay each omenya but nipa ba ko for accreditation enim enya $4.5 million me say 5 na eso no kwa no crown be accreditation biaka na ko $4.5 million $50 million na biano no say na de be yaduane no say na be ka say na monfo beji stadium na yesi e botema $145 million no are you sure say $145 million e stadium na see meanwhile o Senegal Dakar Sports Stadium 60,000 capacity stadium kwawe ye de $240 million and see here ya si botema na yentime mobo wonom ne za athleticism kwa na bitima ye wonom $145 million ya tima ko just renovation of University of Ghana stadium for $34 million akwenya nim say the air condition said na mu our hostels were University of Ghana and then kwano 4 rooms you spending a solid $60 million. Now on the UG, this is a school no omu complaining about the state of school no and friends say 4 hostels now no any quality any more na say meanwhile they spent $16 million John Dramani Mahama Nyankopon Chira Operation Recover Oldit you do sports for years we are there into all African Games the 13th edition of course Ghana ha $4.5 million they go accreditation $50 million say from come athletes 13,000 omkodi no John Mahama say 7 days pe yen bibia na 20 na mo fa docket no mo fa metre no beso ohu oye prescription I say cause Mustafa Yusuf the former sports minister papa no eja tutum eja chichie eja gudi chem eja kase pa eni no e ba bedi no nyonyo say de se na fata papa no da bre yen ono kwa only the local organizing committee the LOC for no amu yes adwuma ni na omu ni na no obia beji ne WhatsApp our attorney general office obia beji ne WhatsApp our John Dramani Mahama nanim we ana Ghana for say yefe we pa ne yefe se mu ye we say na ye bo ato ye say form ya kan say ye de ba go do court ne court charge no na the end of the day no ye wi what you say ye tin go 2 years na ye bo say and sport for ye ho beto ye pass as Ghana was end no plus 10 ultramodern sports complex na wetin patcho jo mama mo fe no nka ho sa bebrebe bagba go 10 wansi ba kura wi 70% 60% 80% complete say that na 111 we the same thing I don't mean on sports side so and John Dramani Mahama my president your president our president John Ababi Ojonkwa me kuma wi mo yate baba say Yani da so ano. Yari hashishia no. Yani da so ni jo mama. Wanya ma ya wan de be ye. Enti mu be de wate. For comment no eto comment section as edi no eye ba ko pe. Maxi Billian. Akra, bye bye.